All right, guys, we are in the recruiting season. I saw a statistic the other day where only about 10 to 15% of what is typically the recruiting commitment list, meaning the number of players that would be committed by June 1st in a typical year, have committed this year. For obvious reason, the players have not been able to get on campus to make their decisions. Therefore, we've got 10 or 15% of those commitments. Therefore, we're going to see just a tremendous flood of commitments. But first comes those visitations, Brian. So I'm going to leave it up to you in regards to getting us set with what Notre Dame is planning over the next several weekends and who's visiting campus.
Well, it's going to be an absolutely crazy June period for Notre Dame because not only are they bringing in just a ton of recruits, and it's a polar opposite of what it was last year. You know, last year we're talking about how it was a record number of kids had committed early because there were going to be no visits and they were just trying to get their spots reserved. This year it's the opposite. They've been waiting. And so Notre Dame is actually going to have one fewer official visit weekend than most schools. They're not going to have anybody on campus from the 2022 class on officials the weekend of the 4th through the 6th. Instead, what Notre Dame has tried to do, since they are actually in the minority in that they do have a bigger class right now, they're going to use that first week to bring a bunch of 2023 kids on campus. So they're going to have some summer camps with 23 kids. They're going to get those on campus, have kids work out. And then, of course, starting on the 11th, they're going to start their official visits. They'll have most of their kids will be coming on campuses that weekend, then the 18th to the 20th, and the 25th to the 27th. And there's a few midweek visits. But in between those weekends, they're going to have, I mean, right now there's 30 or 40 top-ranked 2023 kids that are going to be on campus, plus a lot of other kids who are still trying to get scholarships from Notre Dame. So it is going to be an incredibly hectic weekend. And there's going to be and I've been still haven't put out all the names yet because I'm waiting to get confirmation from a few other guys. But a ton of the top 2023 quarterbacks that Notre Dame is pushing for are going to be on campus. One guy that I like, for example, is Ricky Collins from Louisiana. He's going to be on campus. There's been several other kids that have confirmed, but it's going to be I don't envy the Notre Dame coaches in the month of June. Normally I envy them because they make a lot more money than I do and they get a coach at Notre Dame, but they're not going to be sleeping much in the month of June. But it's going to be a huge weekend for Notre Dame.